Hello dear students, and welcome to this series of e-learning lectures, prepared to enhance your learning of didactics and pedagogy. If you have not been here before, then, welcome to the Univ English channel. This is lecture number 4, Teaching Approaches, Methods, Procedures, Techniques, and Strategies. It is all about didactic terminologies, concepts, principles of teaching tools, and ways of teaching needed in any teaching and learning situation. If you do like videos like this, then, please do give it thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and also smash the notification bell to receive notifications of when I produce more videos like this. Also, let me know down the comments what is the biggest problems you are facing right now, so I can use your ideas for future videos. In the teaching-learning process, we need to understand some concepts that are very common. However, these concepts can, sometimes, confuse the teachers, if they do not have a clear definition of them. In this video, we are going to present to you, the definition, and establish the main differences, among teaching approaches, methods, procedures, techniques, and strategies. English language teaching terminology can be, sometimes, confusing these poles, when trying to describe the difference between approach, method, procedure, and technique. Teaching approach is an overview, which applies to learning. For all kinds of learners. It is a set of principles, beliefs, or ideas about the nature of learning, which is translated into the classroom. For example, we learn from psychology, that a person's capacity to learn starts from simple to complex. Like a child learns first how to add, subtract, multiply and divide numbers, before he learns fraction, and later on do algebra. An approach refers to the general assumptions, about what language is, and about how learning a language occurs. Approaches are the philosophies of teachers, about language teaching, that can be applied in the classrooms, by using different techniques of language teaching. In other words, an approach to language teaching describes the nature of language, how knowledge of language is acquired, and the conditions that promote language acquisition. A teaching method is a practical implementation of an approach. A theory is put into practice, at the level of a method. Methods are the combination of techniques, that are used and plasticized, by the teachers in the classrooms in order to teach their students. It includes decisions, about the particular skills, to be taught and focuses on the roles of the teacher, and the learner, in language teaching and learning, the appropriate procedures, and techniques, the content to be taught, and the order, in which the content will be presented. It also involves a specific syllabus, organization, choices of the materials that will boost learning, and the means to assess learners, and evaluate teaching and learning. This is the systematic way of doing something. It implies an orderly, logical arrangement of steps. It is more procedural. It is the plan that you follow, when you are teaching. By applying a certain approach you come up with procedures, and practices for teaching your students. This consists of procedure, you follow steps you take or outline of actions that you have to do. Teaching is more than following a recipe. Larson Freeman. So, methods serve as a soil for reflection because they provide conscious awareness, of the thinking that underlines their actions. They make teachers becoming clearer, of why they do and what they do. Teachers become aware of their own fundamental assumptions, values and beliefs. By becoming clear on where they stand, teachers can choose to teach differently, from the way they were taught. Are able to see why they are attracted to certain methods, and repelled by others. Are able to make choices, that are informed, not conditioned. May be able to resist, or at least argue against, the imposition of a particular method by authorities. They offer teachers alternatives to what they currently think and do. A knowledge of methods is part of the knowledge base of teaching. Teachers join a community of practice. They learn the professional discourse, that community members use, so that professional dialogue can take place. It confers teachers a professional identity, and connects each other, so they are not so isolated in their practice. Any method shapes teachers' own understanding, beliefs, styles. level of experience. Teachers are professionals, who can make their own decisions. The issue is not about methods, but how they are used. They can help teachers articulate and transform their understanding of the teaching and learning process. They can serve as integration of theory and practice. It can encourage continuing education. From Larson Freeman, Diane. Techniques and Principles in Language. Teaching. Oxford. 2nd edition. 2000. Procedures are a part of life. It is essential in any society, in order for people to function in an organized manner. Think of what life would be like if we didn't have a procedure for a traffic light or on an airplane. Procedures help us by demonstrating what is acceptable. Also, classroom management procedures are a part of a school and institute. A procedure is an ordered sequence of techniques, which can be described in terms such as, first you do this, then you do that. These procedures establish a classroom culture and community. It explains how you want something done, and it is your job as a teacher to clearly explain it. Classroom procedures help students know what to do when their pencil breaks, when they finish their work early, when they need to use the restroom. The procedure is smaller than a method, and larger than a technique. Implementing the procedure necessitates certain practices and behaviors that operate in teaching a language according to a particular method. These practices and behaviors are the techniques that every procedure relies on. Teaching techniques. These are our own personal strategies that we use in order to provide students with effective instruction. This is implementational meaning. It actually takes place in a classroom. It is a particular trick or strategy we use to accomplish an immediate objective. Remember that we have to adapt our teaching, following the student's needs, such that our instruction is different for every class and for every kind of student. It is a personal way of implementing methods. It is highly individualized and tailored, fitted, customized to students with different learning styles, needs, and interests. Finally, we have teaching strategies. These are methods of approaching a problem, or tasks, modes of operation. For achieving a particular end, or planned design, for controlling and manipulating certain information. Take note that teaching strategy cascades from your identified teaching approach to your teaching method and to your teaching technique. Now, if you want to compare teaching techniques with teaching strategies, the difference would be, the teaching techniques are the steps we use in order to teach our students in an organized way. Moreover, it would help us to manage our classes. While teaching strategies are our methods we use to teach in order to facilitate our students' learning. It helps us to teach in a more creative way. Let us say, for example, you want your learners to construct their own learning from their prior experiences. Then, your teaching method would be a class activity, not lecture, so your teaching technique would be role-playing. It must be consistent with the technique to the method, and therefore in harmony with an approach as well. Techniques in this sense are part and parcel of procedures. They are the actual moment-to-moment classroom steps that lead to a specified outcome. Every procedure is realized through a series of techniques. They could take the form of an exercise, or just any activity that you have to do to complete a task. Remember that different techniques and strategies are used in harmony with the selected method of teaching. Conclusion. It is important for us, teachers, to be informed about what exactly each of these terms mean. Methodology informs teachers about different ways to organize teaching practices. An approach informs methods, with both the theory of language and the theory of learning. Methods are actual implementations of approaches. They are theories put into practice. Procedures in turn are informed by methods. They are ordered as the positive events that have specified outcomes. Procedures rely on techniques to achieve desired results. Techniques are the personal strategies that we use in order to provide students with effective instruction. Once again, this is Univ English Channel. Thank you very much.